It's NJ's new show, everybody, and it's us, the British Fist.
Coaching.
I'm Mr. Parker, and this is NJ.
Stand up and say, "What's up?
What's up? Sorry.
What's up?
Caught a bit of my crotch there. Time for another Q&A where we answer your questions. We're going to begin with Aaron Crace, who asked us just the one question this time. Usually he asks about 8. This is unusual. Would you like to see WWE sign Jay Lethal, Red Dragon, Maria Kanellis, ODB, Gail Kim, Angelina Love, Nick Aldis, aka Magnus, Christina Von Airy, the Bollywood Boys MVP?
Wow, it's a lot of names.
Right, we'll start with Jay Lethal. He's still quite young.
WWE. Okay.
He's still quite young, and I believe at the moment he's the ROH World Champion, and I think he's one of those guys that WWE could take a punt on and put in NXT.
Was he not once in WWE?
No, you're thinking of... No, he wasn't, no.
No,
He was in TNA.
No, I just thought he was in years
No,
ago.
I think you're thinking of Consequences Creed, who is now Xavier Woods.
Maybe. But Jay Lethal, I personally, no disrespect, I think he's better where he is.
Yeah, I mean, I think, like I said, WWE could take a punt on him, but that would be it. It would just be a punt. He's very talented, don't get me wrong, but just because you're very talented doesn't mean you're going to make it in WWE. Red Dragon, that's Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly, the tag team in ROH.
Any tag team.
I'm sorry, but them two should just stay in ROH because they're karate kicking, no selling, spot monkey bitches. I'm sorry.
I personally think coming into the WWE, they get changed around, and I think any tag team that's not a jobber tag team, do it.
Maria Kanellis?
She's settled in. Well, she's
in TNA now with
Yeah.
Mike Bennett. But I've always thought with Maria that she's a very good-looking female, and I always thought that there'd always be a place for her in WWE. I mean, even if it's a backstage role.
I think she's advanced from where she was. She's in TNA, so I think keep her there for a while. Eventually, she could come and do a backstage role, but I think for now, stay in TNA.
I mean, she's not going to go where her husband... I mean, her and her husband are pretty much staying together. So, I mean, they're going to end up in TNA. Mm-hmm. So, ODB in WWE, no.
As much as...
One-trick pony.
As much as I liked her character when we were watching TNA, no.
Gail Kim, she's already tried in WWE. I don't know why they'd want to sign her back. I think she's better off in TNA as like the head of the Knockouts.
I'm going to disagree with that. I don't watch TNA, even though there's the odd show I might watch since it's been on Pop. But, TNA, she's done everything now. WWE, I personally would have her in NXT. I think with her background, her ability in the ring, I think instead of dumping more in WWE, having her in NXT would be better.
I just seeing what they did with her last time, I just don't see the point. Maybe in NXT, but nothing more. Angelina Love, no. I pick Velvet Sky over Angelina Love personally. Nick Aldis, aka I believe that's Magnus. I mean, he's very young. He's got a good look, decent worker, good with the stick. He's British. Why not have him in NXT?
I think with the mistakes they made with Wade Barrett, it would be nice to have a fresh, new talent come into the WWE and them to do something better with it.
Christina Von Airy, not seen enough of Christina Von Airy to really know if she's any good for WWE. I'm sorry. The Bollywood Boys, I think they're a tag team in Rinka King.
I've answered that earlier.
No. MVP, yeah, I mean, it'd be a good guy to stick in there just, as another name on the roster, I think, but not as a champion or anything, but just as like a name on the roster.
It's hard to say this because even though I like the whole balling thing and then he started to look like he was possibly going to go somewhere, SmackDown, growing to Raw and all that stuff, but I just don't know if he was to be brought back, if he'd be in that position to be taken seriously. That's just...
Yeah, especially after the TNA run, yeah. David Riviera, right. What are your thoughts on WWE as a whole in 2015? Plus, what do you want to see in 2016? Oh boy. 2015 will always be the year that I stopped watching wrestling, even though I think it was for 2014.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't really watch a single episode of Raw in 2015. So it'll just be the year that I just never watched wrestling. Plus, what do you want to see in 2016? I just don't care. I'm not bothered anymore.
2015, I think the WWE, it ended with a lot of bad luck.
Oh yeah.
Earlier, I think the WWE just got lazy. Lazy to bad luck. 2016, straight away, year of Owens. That's what I'm saying.
Well, what I'm going to say is like you had WrestleMania 31 and everyone was saying, oh, WWE pushing the new guard
They
and,
said it every year.
and this and that and oh yeah. How did WWE was crap? At the end of the day, the ratings went down to their lowest in years. The viewership went below 3 million for the first time since the early 90s. That says all you need to fucking know. And what do you want to see in 2016?
I said year of Owens. That's what I'm saying.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Ebro S. I know Mr. Parkin loves non-wrestling questions, so here's one for both of you. How's life for Mr. Parkin and NJ this winter? Very cold, windy, and stormy. That's all I can say. That's what it's been like here. Well, at least we're not in New York. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
So how's life for Mr. Parkin and NJ been this winter? What'd you get for Christmas? What'd you get for Christmas?
Yeah, just money and aftershave.
Money and aftershave. Yeah, the aftershave was definitely a present from a female, wasn't it? Yes, it was. And money, males, because guys don't know what to get people. So yeah. What else? What about New Year? What did you do New Year? Because I didn't do anything. Me and Kelly were in bed by about 11, just wishing it was over.
No sleep.
You what?
I got a bit excited. No sleep.
No sleep. It's typical New Year. So basically, the answer is not much. I mean, obviously, we had. I know I had about a week and a half off work. I don't know about you. I wasn't really doing all that much.
And I didn't have an Indian dinner date. No, well, that didn't happen at New Year's for me.
You could always order one yourself. You don't have to. You don't need me for it. I'm just saying, I order Indians and Chinese myself. It doesn't matter.
No.
Seamus Delan. What changed as regards to Roman Reigns since winning the Rumble compared to when he won the title? I suppose what you're saying there is when he won the Rumble, he got booed out of the building. When he won the title in the same building, he got cheered. But, it was a great moment. And, yeah, he got cheered and fine. But, no, I mean, he won the Rumble, got booed. And then he won the title in the same city. I think it was Philadelphia. And they cheered him. And then, this Royal Rumble, they went back to booing him again. So I think it's just the fans are just never pleased and they don't see Roman Reigns as their guy. And they don't like the fact that they know that he's the chosen one. And that's what's stopping people from really properly cheering him. It's just how it is, unfortunately. If, no one's going to get behind the guy that is being chosen for that spot. It's just not going to happen. It's just not going to happen.
It's like we've answered before. People are still ahhing about where they are on the bench. Are they for Roman Reigns or against Roman Reigns? They're still ahhing. He is getting best, like we said before. But with me, I think what the WWE's biggest mistake is, and I don't think they're going to be changing anytime soon, is the main event scene. They seem to always concentrate on one guy at a time. Roman Reigns. We don't have another variety. We can't is it going to be Roman Reigns going to be the champion, or Dean Ambrose, or Seth Rollins? All three of them, any of those three, or Kevin Owens, Roman Reigns. They're just having. You've got to like Roman Reigns because he's the one we want as the main eventer. He's the one we want as champion. You're not going to give you another choice. No.
But as to what's changed regards Roman Reigns,
nothing.
I think for a start, he's not been in the main event scene. He was at WrestleMania, and then after WrestleMania, he wasn't really in the main event scene that often. And even when he was, it was only really for a short amount of time. So you got him away from the main event scene, which immediately is going to, make people like him a little bit more. He improved a little bit. He's improved in the ring. He's improved a little bit on the mic, although that's by nowhere near his strong point. And I think he's just winning the respect of a lot of people in the back. And for a while, he did win a bit of respect, at least from some fans. So that's what's happened. And then the Rumble, obviously, when the Royal Rumble came around this year, they started booing him again. But I think that's just a smart crowd thing. But the reactions aren't exactly brilliant. That's all I can say. Why has WWE outright refused to create more top stars like Cena, thus making them more money and giving fans a reason to care about the product and increasing ratings?
You just said,
Don't really know. It's one of those ones where you got to ask Vince McMahon. I mean, maybe the guy just doesn't see top star in the talent. You know, it's also a case, in my opinion, that the consistent booking and rise up the card hasn't been there. And then when it is, it has to be manufactured to the point where the fans just turn on the guy. So I don't really think WWE can win, and I think it's mostly their fault.
I'm straight up. I'm going to reword what you said to fit how I feel. I think it is WWE's fault to a point where they've got multiple names that the fans like, but like we just said, they've got their eyes on the guy that they want to push. Like by now, you would probably have had Cesaro in a better place. You would have probably had Dean Ambrose in a better place, Bray Wyatt, Kevin Owens. But the WWE for quite some time have had their eyes on, yes, Seth Rollins because he became champion, but Roman Reigns going forward. So the guys that we are saying would be up there to be top guys are not getting there because Vince has his eyes on one particular character.
And let's not forget, they did push Roman Reigns and the ratings went down. Not Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and the ratings went down. I'm just saying. Super Steelers fan 100. Why hasn't WWE bought TNA? Also, if they did, who would go well in TNA and WWE? I just think they haven't bought TNA because what's the point? You know, what value would it add to their company? You know, at the end of the day, if they're going to buy TNA, they would do it just to wipe them from history.
I'm not saying that Vince has approached him, but I think Dixie wants to keep it herself. That's just how I think. I think Dixie, even though they're not doing well, I think Dixie wants to keep going.
I don't think WWE really want to be associated with TNA. I just don't see what value it would add to their company. I mean, even if they got like the video library, I mean, what they're going to do, put a TNA section on the WWE Network and make everyone aware of TNA, even though guys like AJ Styles and Samoa Joe that came from TNA, they never acknowledge the fact they're in TNA. They say, oh, they wrestled in Florida. They wrestled in WCW. They had one match on Velocity. You know, they wrestled all over the world in New Japan, but they won't recognize TNA. Nope. Why?
Who
there you go.
Would go well?
I'm not that bothered. I mean, I'd say Bobby Roode, but he's too old. Lashley I think he's a good WWE fit, even though it didn't work first time. And you know, look at a guy like Ethan Carter III. Again, I think he would fit in WWE with his current character. I think they probably regret releasing him now, in my opinion.
I think the WWE have picked their favourites. You know, Samoa Joe, AJ Styles now.
Yeah.
I think if they were to bring anyone else, yes, you said that he's too old, but I don't see why kind of a year or two in WWE, Bobby Roode.
Again, I don't see the point in investing in this guy long term when he's just old. You know, there's no point in investing in the guy. He's going to have to go to NXT first and build his way up there. By the time, yeah, I think that's a different case, though. I think that's a special case in my opinion. But I just think by the time they get to pushing him or get to the point where he's at his peak, it's going to be pointless. You know, it's going to be pointless investing in the guy. Renegade Man 83. Does WWE have faith in their wrestlers? I don't think. I think to a degree, but I think it's the fact that their writers and creative team just really stifle the wrestlers. So I think WWE do to some degree have faith in them. It's just that they get stifled a lot by WWE creative, which does suggest to me that probably they don't have faith in their wrestlers.
There's the answer.
I mean, they script their promos for them. They don't allow them to be creative. There you go.
You said the answer. I don't think they do, because here I'm going to say something, and you're probably going to backfire. Cesaro, go for the world championship. Be world champion. Oh no, he's not good on the mic. No, he's not good. He's not willing. He's not ready. He's not. You know, you've all got criticism on like Cesaro or someone being champion, and that's not Cesaro's fault. I'm pretty sure if he got the world championship, fans would be loving it. But it's the WWE not believing that Cesaro can do it. You know,
I think it's also down to, and I'm not talking about the hardcore fans here, but I'm talking about casual WWE fans that just tune in to watch it on TV wouldn't believe that he would be a world champion.
Well, he's just an example. I could go with like Ambrose.
Again,
you could become champion.
He's another one that
Bray Wyatt, be champion.
Bray Wyatt is one. but a guy like Dean Ambrose, I don't think the casual fans would believe as a
But
champion.
this thing is, it's
Hasn't
not
been
about,
built up as one.
I know it's the band that are bringing the money, but to be honest, if you want to create new stars, you want to give people a chance, you want to have faith in the wrestlers,
Then
you give them a chance to become champion.
Then you got to build them up first.
Well, some of these are built. Like Ambrose has done a lot, Cesaro did a lot, and like Bray Wyatt.
What did Ambrose do?
Well, he went through a feud with Seth Rollins. People wanted him to beat Seth Rollins to
But he
become
lost
champion.
every time.
Well, no, he beat Seth Rollins, but then for some reason the WWE had the referee reverse the decision. Fans wanted Dean Ambrose to become champion, but the WWE, yes, they had plans to build up Seth Rollins to possibly face Reigns, but still, fans are wanting the WWE to push these guys who have had moments or had feuds that makes them like, he's ready. I want to see him as champion. He's done good in that match. But the faith, I'm a true believer. No, I don't think they have faith. No.
Can Davey Richards win the TNA Championship? But also before we go into this, do you remember Chris Sabin? That's an example of TNA just like saying, well, let's just give this guy the belts, and look what happened. You know, it just come across as complete crap.
Well, there's some fans that liked it. There's a lot of fans that didn't.
Yeah, like Full Killer liked it because he's Chris Sabin, nut hugger #1. But guys like us, we're like, well, what the fuck? You know, how can we buy into this? And I think, you know, that would be the same with some talents on the roster that people would want as the world champion.
I saved you for Chris Sabin. I preferred Chris Sabin as champion than Eric freaking Young.
Oh yeah, Eric Young was a terrible decision for world champion. But I think Eric Young was built up more to be the champion, but just his character didn't fit being champion. That was the problem, in my opinion.
Proposing to ODB, stripping into your underwear. Yeah, he was built really well.
But that's what I'm saying about his character. His character didn't fit being world champion. Neither did Chris Sabin's, unfortunately. The guy was bland as beige.
But he had more fans than, in my opinion, Eric Young.
Casual fans, just saying. Can Davey Richards win the TNA champion and be like the Daniel Bryan? I mean, at this point with TNA, why the fuck not? I mean, it's going to get to the point soon where Eddie Edwards and Davey Richards are going to be pointless as a tag team because they're going to be the only tag team. So why the fuck not do it at one point? I mean, what's the harm in TNA doing it at the moment? I mean, they need to build him up first, obviously. They can't just give him the belt like that.
And start reliving ROH moments.
Well, to be honest, WWE has started doing that a lot, you know, with Kevin Owens and AJ Styles and, you know, Seth Rollins and all that kind of, Dean Ambrose and all that kind of stuff. So why not? Do you think tag teams should have team names or no? Well, they definitely should have team names.
As long as it has got the word team in it, I'm happy.
Team, hell no. Team. I mean, I don't know why they couldn't just call them the Rhodes Scholars back in the day. That was a great tag team. Why did they have to be Team Rhodes Scholars? Why couldn't they have just been the Rhodes Scholars?
But as for team names, like D-Generation X or
you've got to have team names.
Yeah.
Every day. You've got to have team names.
You do.
They've got to be good.
Makes them stand out with the Hardy Boys.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. If you're going to have a tag team, they've got to have a team name. NJ,
hi.
Which movies are you more excited for in 2016? X-Men Apocalypse, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows, Batman vs Superman, Captain America Civil War, Suicide Squad, or Independence Day 2? Well, you've given them a lot of choices there.
Okay, I'm going to cross off one at a time. X-Men, I've seen the series, but it's not one that I'd be rushing to see. I don't like the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie.
Is it CGI? Or is it like people? It's not people dressed as.
No, these just funny-looking turtles compared to classics.
CGI. Oh, I hate CGI.
Batman vs Superman. Yep, why not? But I prefer Suicide Squad. Captain America, not rushing, but I will watch it. And Independence Day 2, not rushing, but we'll watch.
Independence Day 2. They're bringing out an Independence Day 2.
They shouldn't, but you know.
I remember watching Independence Day, the first one, and thinking, well. Like, why would they bring out a second one?
Felt that way. But out of all of them, Suicide Squad.
It's been the most built up, hasn't it?
And Batman vs Superman.
It's been the most built up one, isn't it? With Harley Quinn.
Oh, beautiful.
And isn't am I getting this right? I'm not very good with this kind of stuff. It isn't Jared Leto playing Joker?
Oh yes.
Is that the movie? I got it right then. Anyway, that has been it for another 20-minute Q&A. It is nice to answer some non-wrestling related questions. That's all I'll say. I mean, I don't mind answering wrestling related questions, but some non-wrestling related questions every now and then would be nice. So thank you to the people who've been asking non-wrestling related questions, even though the one that asked the person who was it that asked us how was our winter? I think that was Ebro S. I'm sorry we couldn't go into detail, but our lives are just quite boring. So well, my life is anyway. I don't know about you. Your life, you might be a playboy behind the scenes for all I know, but my life is quite boring. So even when my friends ask me that question, I'm kind of like, not much. Like I did today when you went at the door. It's like, what? Not much. Nothing.
Yeah, that's really what you said.
Yeah.
You know, my life's not that boring. I wear a black leather jacket, black shades, black t-shirt, black trousers, white shoes.
In the dark under a light.
Many, many times. And now people from Mr. Parkin.
Don't joke something.
I was thinking that, but you know, where was I?
Saying goodbye.
Was I?
Yes.
I thought we just started.
No.
I'm being at our truth moment here because you know he doesn't know what he's saying.
Don't start climbing ladders and pretending it's the money in the fucking bank ladder, man.
Now, people, thank you very much for watching. We've enjoyed this video, and you know, if you've got a passion in life, run with it. If you haven't got a passion, create one. And till next time, watch us again, answer more of your questions in the next Q&A next week. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.